first thing, I thought Coach Izzo the other night was very profound when he thanked the crowd, said they were responsible for quite a few baskets in the game. I don't think there's any question that I can reiterate that here about our crowd tonight. And they were responsible not only for some baskets, but for some stops. And the building was electric. And the Hoosier Nation is so incredible. And to not have that many students here at all, obviously because of the break, and to have that kind of energy in the building. I don't know if I've ever heard it louder than when Victor got this steal at the end of the first half and took it in for the dunk. And it was incredible. So our fans, the supporters, the people that have been a part of this program, they're as much part of this victory as anybody else. As far as the players on the court, they just kept giving us confidence. They'd come to every timeout. They were totally locked in. And that 7 minute, when the 7:38 mark or whatever it was, whenever we had that TV timeout, every one of them, you just see it in them. I mean, they were so locked in to what it was going to take to win. And we knew we were playing against a great team. And they made plays, we made plays. But our guys played with spirit and toughness throughout the night. They matched the Ohio State toughness and energy that they played with. And even though we were a little short-handed without Will, we had really, really good contributions off the bench from Derek. I thought Remy, when he came in, started to change the momentum a little bit by getting up and picking up the ball full court. For Matt Roth to impact the game the way that he did in 16 minutes without attempting a shot, considering the fact that his freshman year, I think it was, right, when he had 7 threes, and just goes to show how much he's grown as a player. I mean, he had to be on the floor 3 or 4 times for loose balls inside of the game. But the starting lineup was outstanding and had to do a lot. Everybody's being asked to do a little bit more, especially defensively and minutes-wise when you have somebody like Will out. And they did it. They did it. And they never flinched when we were down. They never flinched when it was a nip-and-tuck game throughout the game, especially in the last 4, 5, 6 minutes. And they made plays. They made plays, and they made the defensive plays when they needed to. We had 58 deflections in this game, and that's coming off a game where we had 34, which was our low for the season. So proud of the way our guys came home, made corrections, had an edge to them, got better, and had great confidence in playing against one of the best programs and teams in the country, and they earned the victory.
Can you take a second to reflect on what you walked into in 2008 to beating number 1 and 2 in a couple of weeks?
Maybe when we get home, but no, it's you get so wrapped up in what you're doing, and I'd be lying to say I'm not extremely happy for my family and for the coaches and their families, because they go through so much and have gone through so much in the last couple of years. But the feeling is more for the players. And then I think when you're at Indiana and you see the way the fans have supported us, that's always in context for me. It's never like you got to say, oh yeah, the fans were great. No, they're great all the time. I mean, and I think for us, we asked them to share in this at the beginning. They didn't sign up for it. We didn't sign up for it. They didn't cause it. We didn't cause it. But we all had to live in it together. And I'm extremely happy that we have fans that can share in this, and I think they do. I think our people, the people that support this program, the Hoosier Nation, really does feel a kinship with the way this is going, and I'm proud of that.
You talk about you're down 70 to 69, and you get the big turnover on the other end. Cordell ends up with it, gets it to Victor, and he gets a layup. I think you had 2 or 3 people touch the ball on that turnover. Just talk about that.
Well, I think, again, it's activity. And Verdell is not playing healthy. And I don't know where his minutes. He played the most minutes he'd played the other night, and tonight he surpassed that. And he's a grown man. And I'm proud of him and all those seniors. I mean, it's really something. I mean, they have persevered. And so for Verdell to be in a deflection situation like that, and an assist situation again, and playing the way that he's playing, couldn't be happier for those guys.
You mentioned Victor Dunk in the first half. How important was him moving on Kraft when Buford went to the bench?
Well, Buford was hurting us early, and again, you're not in a scramble mode with your matchups, but when you see, Will can guard anybody. And I think that sometimes he's a little bit unheralded. And I don't think he's unheralded with us, but I know when you take him out of it with the last couple games, we really miss him. And because that's another guy that you can switch with, can guard 1 through 5, and so our matchups get a little harder. And it was great for Victor because Buford was playing pretty well early. Victor turned it back up there, and then Kraft was just having his way with us a little bit. And he is so powerful. He is so strong. His lower body is so strong that he can get by you. And so we needed to do a better job of harassing him and making it harder for him to get in the lane, and Victor really turned it up. So no question, there's a lot of momentum plays in the game, a lot of momentum swings on both sides. That was a huge one for us.
Do you think it helped him against Kraft too, that it felt like just some different looks at him with Remy and with Victor, and it seemed like he was never really comfortable, he could never really...
Well, we thought we'd zone more in this game. And the players really wanted to play man-to-man, but we had to buy a couple of minutes with the zone because of all the foul trouble. And we really hadn't been down that line like that. So, but I thought everybody that came in, I mean, even Austin going in for a couple of minutes, he held his own. Remy, like I said. I don't think you can give great teams a steady diet of anything. And as I said yesterday, they got so many trigger points of how they can play and how they can initiate their offense and who can get it going, that you can't ever let them feel like they have a read on you, and because they're too good at it. And Kraft is the real deal. I mean, there's just no doubt about that. I mean, he's one of the elite players in America, and I don't care who else is out there. I mean, so you got to be. But again, you can say the same thing about William Buford. You can say the same thing about Deshaun Thomas, and you can certainly say the same thing about Jared Sullinger. So it makes it harder, and it's not as much about individual matchups. We had some great individual plays defensively, but a huge part of us winning this game was team defense.
Tom, you got some significant, I guess, learning experience from Cody. He bounced back from Michigan State, even though he was in some foul trouble. He was very productive.
Yeah, I haven't looked at this very close. Yeah, he was quick. He was very quick, and he never got a great rhythm because of the foul situations, but he was really, really assertive. I thought the drive when we had him brought out. Again, there's improvement right there. We ran the same thing the other night. They switched it. He stopped and pulled it out. Here, he just dropped his shoulder and went to the basket. You know, that's the guy. He's a quick learner. And there's been nobody that's been in the film room more. Now, they've been in the film room, and because we don't have any rules on that right now with the Christmas break, and they've been watching a lot of tape. Cody's watched a lot of tape. And I think he has looked at it, and again, he's seen it, seen where he can be better, and he applied it. And that's what I think we can expect from Cody, because he's a guy who wants to be really, really good, and he wants his teammates to be successful too. And he knew that he had to play at a high level around that basket. He had to be quick and athletic. He had to leverage his lower body, and at the same time be active defensively for his team to win, and I thought he did a lot of that.
You mentioned foul trouble to a degree, but how much did that just kind of affect the game on both?
Which part? The foul trouble?
Well, for both, that was kind of my question. You guys
yeah.
obviously lose a guy, and you know Zeller fouls out, and they have 3 guys with 3. Just how much did that just change the dynamic?
Oh, I think it did. I think it did, but it'll be. I'll try to have a little fun watching the end of that game. You know, the last 3, 4, 5 minutes of it was amazing, and there was a lot of good basketball being played on both ends. That is a really, really good team. And I think, I can't speak on behalf of Thad, but to have the foul trouble he had in the first half and have his guys go in on their first road game in the Big Ten and play the way that they did, guys like Thompson and people like that'll help them down the road. Just like it'll help us that, you know, with Remy getting in there and Austin and people like that. But it was a tough flow game, but it looked like it was played pretty well, you know, by both teams. And both teams really trying to play with great energy, effort, and execution.
How good was just the last defensive possession, I guess, when they, not the final one, but I guess the turnover, I guess, that you guys had?
It was big. We were active. I mean, they were committed. And again, there's individual plays inside of the game, that individual defensive plays that stand out, but this was a team defense victory.
Can you talk about Jordan Hull's effort tonight and really all season?
Jordan really was. Jordan, what I heard when we got back home, is Jordan when the bus got back in here on Wednesday night after we got back in, 12:31, whatever it was, he went straight to the gym. And when I heard that, wasn't surprised. I mean, he's got a ton of of moxie. He's got a lot of desire, and he made some major league plays tonight. But what I like best about it is he and Verdell, they ran the club. They ran the club. Christian was big time, no question about that. Vic did so many good things. But Verdell and Jordan really showed great leadership throughout the game. And when those two are playing that way, we're going to get a lot better.
In those last few minutes without Cody, was that kind of a testament to how much the other guys have really improved from this year, from last year to this
I don't
year?
look at it like that. I look at it like it's next man up. So, I mean, that's one way to look at it, but I look at it like, I think they're doing that with Willow. You know, and it's, adversity is always going to be a part of it, whether it's injuries, whether it's foul situations, whatever it is. And I think this team has got a lot of belief in themselves, and I think they have a tremendous amount of belief in each other. And I think that's only growing. And again, it's not anything that's been here year after year, because we haven't had success year after year since we've been here. But it's growing now because of the way they feel about each other. And again, when it's such a privilege to be in those timeouts with them when they feel that way, and when they're leading the charge with each other. And all I'm doing is saying, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and it's like it doesn't matter. They're so locked in to doing what it takes that you don't have to motivate. I mean, they're just there. They're doing it. So again, I'm not surprised. I mean, Cody goes out, everybody's disappointed, but it wasn't like anybody dropped their shoulders and flinched. They just kept moving.
I know you talked about Derek for a second, but can you talk about the way he defended Solinger when Zeller and Pritzker got in foul trouble?
Well, I said this on the radio. If there was a Most Improved Player of the Week award in the Big Ten, I don't know who'd get it besides Derek Elston, because he had a tough night the other night, and he came back. He knew it, and he came back and he practiced with an edge the last couple of days. He's been hungry. He's been doing a lot of extra things, and there was carryover. There was carryover from his practices, from his extra shooting, and from his film work. And he played like an upperclassman on this team. And he played like one of the 7 starters that I feel that we have. And I was really proud of him. He doubled his minutes from the other night. Certainly would have liked to play him more the other night. It wasn't his night. And tonight he came out there and really, really helped us get the win.
Coach, thank you.
All right, thank you.